And I believe some of these cases that we received waivers on. So
Yes.
I signed one this morning. So just make sure you let me know. Okay, today is August 31st, 2022. This is the 8:30 preliminary hearing calendar. My name is Brad Gardner. I'm going to be the magistrate judge presiding over this calendar. I'm going to now call a calendar. When you hear your case call, please make the appropriate announcement. Position number 1 is State of Georgia versus Adrian Booth.
State's ready.
Morning, Your Honor. Rhonda Hill for Mr. Booth. That will be a hearing.
Thank you. Position number 5 is Dallas Callaway.
State's ready.
Hey, I need to pre-try that one with the state.
Okay. Position number 8, State of Georgia versus Reginald Carter.
State's ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. That'll be a hearing.
Okay. Position 10, State of Georgia versus the Christian Character.
That was a consent bond previously done.
Thank you. Position number 11, State of Georgia versus John Dunlap.
State's ready.
Your Honor, Patrice Davis from the Public Defender's Office. I see Carlin Scall is actually assigned to this case.
Okay. So is this a co-defendant case?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss Mary, when you get a chance, could you try to get in contact with Miss Scall?
Okay.
Thank you. Position 13, State of Georgia versus Jessica Gonzalez, looks like Aceveda.
State's ready.
Your Honor, Byron Morgan for Miss Gonzalez Acevedo. I need to talk briefly actually with her at the jail, and then I would probably need to talk with Ms. Freeman as well.
Okay. I'm gonna mark pretrial with client and pretrial with state.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Morgan, those trafficking marijuana cases are generally, if it's coming through the airport, those cases are generally well documented. So I wouldn't know what could be accomplished in a preliminary hearing setting, but you know your case better than I do.
Well, and the problem, Judge, is that she's from California. The bond offer that has come from the state is not an unreasonable offer, but being that she's from California and doesn't have local contacts, somebody's got to pay the full amount of the bond. The bonding companies won't take the normal percentage. So I need to discuss with her whether or not her family can make the bond, and then I'll end up talking to Ms. Freeman after that.
And I've seen, Mr. Morgan, sometimes the local bonding company will partner up with an out-of-state bonding company, generally in a jurisdiction where the person lives. As my understanding is that their number one concern is that if an issue comes up of having her not appear, that in addition to the amount that they're on the hook for at the bond, they would have to pay costs to go out, in this case, go out to California to try to find her. But if they partner up with the local bonding company, with the understanding that the local bonding company, if she doesn't appear, would go out and try to find her, that sometimes alleviates that problem.
I agree, Judge, but the current posture of all the local bonding companies is they want the full amount up front. And
Okay.
if you're going to do that, you might as well pay the sheriff and not involve the bonding company at all.
That's true.
So
That's
I just
true.
need to see if her family can make this.
Okay.
And if they can, I'll get back with the court and let you know. And if they can't, I'll talk with Ms. Freeman.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 14, State of Georgia versus Michael Green.
State's ready.
I need to pre-con the case with my client, Your Honor, then I'll have an updated announcement for the court.
Thank you. Position 17, State of Georgia versus Eugene Halcon.
State's ready.
Probably gonna be a bond, you know.
Thank you. So do you need to speak to anybody, Mr. Rogers, before that, or?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little going between.
Okay, with your client and then Ms. Freeman?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Position 18, State of Georgia versus Timothy Hamilton.
State's ready.
That'll be a hearing.
Thank you. Position 27, State of Georgia versus Nicholas Johnson.
State's ready.
It's also likely to be a bond waiver, same situation as Mr. Halcon.
Thank you. Position 24, State of Georgia versus Charles Knox.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Knox. I need to pre-try that with my client.
Okay. Position 25, State of Georgia versus Wesley Kuykendall or Kuykendall.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Kokendale. It's like Koken is Dutch, I think. I'm going to pre-try that with the state.
Okay. Position 26, State of Georgia versus Joshua Lewis.
That defendant's out on bond.
Okay. Position 27, State of Georgia versus Jerry Lindley.
Your Honor, that case is with Deputy Bostic, who I had announced on Monday that he is out through September 6th. And so if it can't be resolved, we're asking that it be rescheduled.
Okay.
Your Honor, I will speak to my client to see if we can get it resolved. Otherwise, it'll be a continuance.
Okay.
If you can't work it out, how many weeks you looking at? Sure.
If you can do the normal, the 2 weeks will be fine.
Okay, so if you can't work it out, it'll be September 12th.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Pleasant, does your client have silver hair?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so I think this is the person I was thinking of on Monday. And I think he is kind of confused as to what he did or didn't do
I'm
is it-
clear.
Okay,
I spoke with his sister. I'm clear.
okay. Position 28, State of Georgia versus Victonio Moore.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Moore. I'm going to pre-try that with my client.
And I think this case may have been resolved, but State of Georgia versus Thomas Petaway.
Yes, Judge, that was a consent bond previously done.
Okay. Position 31, State of Georgia versus Aaron Powell.
State's ready.
Yeah, I need to hold on that one. But I definitely need to speak with I imagine I need to speak with the state about it.
So, Mr. Rogers, when you say you want to hold, does that mean you want to speak to your client and then speak to the state? Or you
Yes, sir. Apparently there's some sort of issue with getting Mr. Powell to me
okay.
a couple of different times with the jail, so that's why we're going to probably need to say.
Okay. Position 39, State of Georgia versus Tevin Riddle. I did a bond waiver on that this morning.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Position 40, State of Georgia versus Justina Robbins.
That was a drug court waiver already done.
Thank you. Position 42, State of Georgia versus Cordero Robinson.
That was a consent bond previously done.
Thank you. Position 43, State of Georgia versus Robert Shepard.
That was a consent bond previously done.
Okay. Position 49, State of Georgia versus Tevin Sims.
The defendant's out on bond.
Okay. Position 50, State of Georgia, I'm sorry, nope. Position 52, State of Georgia versus William Stockton.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Stockton. That will be a hearing.
Position 53, State of Georgia versus Nathaniel Sweatman.
State's ready.
It's probably going to be a hearing, Your Honor. I'll double check, but that last check was a hearing.
Okay. Position 59, State of Georgia versus Andre Sims.
State's ready.
It'll be a hearing.
Thank you. And position 61, State of Georgia versus Devontae Thomas.
State's ready. And that's the juvenile judge.
Yes.
And yeah, when I went to see him, I was advised both by he and I guess it would have been maybe a probation officer that he was represented by counsel. The last name they gave me was Cowan, C-O-W-A-N, I think is what they think it is. nobody had a first name for me, or like contact info, so I just advised them of the court date.
He just sent me an email, and his name is Stephen Cowan. He is going to be joining us soon.
He's doing what, Miss Mary?
Yeah, his attorney is, that's what Mr. Rogers was saying, right? He hired an attorney, it's Stephen Cowan. And he's going to be joining us. They just sent me an email. I didn't get a chance to finish reading it, but he's going to be joining us soon. I'm going to send the link now.
Okay. And I think I did the first appearance for this young man, and he thought his parents had hired a lawyer, but he hadn't spoken to the lawyer and didn't have any information. So I appointed him a lawyer, but I also told him that he needed to, if his parents had in fact hired a lawyer, to let the appointed lawyer know, so the appointed lawyer can get off the case and do something else. Okay. Position 65, State of Georgia versus Christopher Vance.
That was a consent bond previously done.
Thank you. Position 66, State of Georgia versus Jamani Watkins.
State's ready.
And Judge, when I spoke to Watkins, he advised that someone from Shannon Render's office had spoken with him. He wasn't certain if Shannon Render's office had been retained or not. I don't see Mr. Render on, but we did not go into his case because I wasn't certain if he hired an attorney or not. So I would need a continuance if Mr. Render is not representing him today.
And Judge, I spoke with Attorney Render, and he indicated that someone from his office, they did meet with the defendant, but the family had not hired him.
And that was going to be my question, follow-up question to Ms. Pleasant, is that had they paid Mr. Render?
No, I had given Ms. Freeman the information and she said she would check, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
But I would need a continuance because I did not discuss his case out of caution.
I understand.
And the objection.
How long?
2 weeks, please.
Okay, September 12th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, it looks like, let's see. I'm assuming this is the same person.
It is, Judge. She has 5 warrants total.
Okay, thank you. Position 71, State of Georgia versus D. Anthony Whiteside.
Good morning, Judge Gardner. Good to see you. Chuck Douglas on behalf of Mr. Whiteside. I'm ready to proceed.
And Judge, if we could hold to the calendar, I don't have that person on my list. Let me just make sure I believe I have Detective Rojas, and I will say also, I see a Deshelle Whiteside on, and if that's a family member, they're not supposed to be on this Zoom. They have to watch via YouTube. I wasn't sure if that was officer. I didn't say anything in the beginning, but if that's a family member, they shouldn't be on the Zoom call.
Yes, Mr. Douglas, is that a family member?
That is my client's mom. It appears to be, and I understand, and I'll have my office give her the instructions to appear via Zoom or appear via YouTube.
Okay. All right. I'm going to remove her, and she can view the proceedings through YouTube.
And Judge, I'll have an answer. Detective Rojas is on there, and I know she's also on another case. I just need to make sure, because I don't see all the officers on the link, but I've been told that subpoenas went out. So I'm going to announce ready right now, but I certainly may have some updates.
Okay, that's fine.
And Judge, I have I realize that this is a really long calendar. We appeared on the 17th and the state wasn't ready to proceed. And so this is a reset of that initial preliminary hearing. I have an 11 o'clock in person in Gwinnett County, and just want to make the court aware of that, given again that it appears to be a really long calendar.
Okay. And Miss Freeman, I'll give you the time you need to get your officers together, and Mr. Douglas, you could be, or this could be the first case out.
Thank you,
going to do the juvenile, but it appears we may have some representation issues that we're going to have to resolve. Position 73, State of Georgia versus Tommy Woods.
It's ready.
Yeah, that's a conflict issue for us currently. So unless it has been appointed, which would be a surprise, then we're gonna need a continuance.
Okay.
I did the conflict yesterday, so a 2 weeks continuance would be good.
Okay. Let's see.
September 12th, everybody.
Is that the 12th for Woods, Ms. Mary?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that looks like that completes the call of the calendar.
And Judge, if you can give me a minute, I want to call Detective